Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, I'm Miriam Dow, wife, mama for real estate investor and entrepreneur. It's been forever, y'all. I missed y'all. Oh my God. I've been swamped with work. So swamped. So I haven't been able to even record these videos. I'm going to actually have someone editing my videos for me. So that's going to make this thing a little bit more consistent so you can get these videos back to back to back to back to back. But yes, how y'all been? It's 54 degrees. I feel like it's springtime. You already know. A New Yorker, once it hits like 50 degrees, we feel like we bringing out the jean jackets. Let me stop. But yeah, we need to get back to these videos. In today's video, I just want to tell you about a horror story I had. This Airbnb business is not all glitz and glamour. It's not just payouts, payouts, payouts. You're going to run into guests that don't really respect your property. And let's get right into it. All right, guys, so I think out of the whole time, as you guys know, I listed my home on Airbnb in September. So we are now in February. Out of all of those months, I've only had 3 problem guests, and I'm gonna go through all of them with you right now. So the very first guest was a woman coming out of state. She was coming to town for a funeral. Well, you guys know about the VRBO people, right? Well, for the ones that don't know. So the only booking that I got through VRBO was a guest. They came there one night. They checked in around 11 p.m. to midnight. It happened a few months ago, so probably need to remember this. But they checked in around 11 p.m. to midnight, and they checked out the following day, like 9 a.m., and they had a laundry list of complaints and all this stuff, and they wasn't really getting back to me with my messages. But to go into that in more detail, just click this video right here because I have a whole video just about that. And just because of my experience with them, I took my listing off of VRBO. And honestly, it hasn't really hurt my business because I like the Airbnb platform a little bit better. But maybe I might go back on VRBO. Not sure. I really don't care right now. But yeah, long story short, they checked out and then they gave me a laundry list of things saying that, you know, they really want a refund. Because they didn't have a good experience. Although I was communicating with them the entire time, some of their complaints was the doors were not closing shut. They claimed the bathroom door didn't close shut, so they didn't have any privacy because it was 2 couples, so they didn't even use the bathroom. A lie. There wasn't enough toilet tissue. How you know there's not enough toilet tissue if you ain't use the bathroom? That's what I'm trying to say. How much toilet tissue do you need for 12 hours? Like, let's get into it. You checked in at 11 p.m. You checked out at 9 a.m., miss. How much toilet tissue do you need? Let's be honest. So, and then they left my house with the master bedroom closet literally hanging off the hinges. So I have videos and all that. But let's talk about these Airbnb guests. So the first guest that I had was actually last year. She checked in. It was supposed to be, I think their reservation was for like 4 people. They were coming in town for a funeral. So, you know, I feel for them. They were in town for the weekend, Friday through Sunday reservation. So she checked, no, actually it was a weekday, like a Tuesday through Thursday or something like that. So she checks in Tuesday and everything goes good. I'm checking the cameras, the people that are supposed to be in the house, the 4 reservations, her husband, and 2 children. Baby girl, why I check the camera? Because the thing is, my ring notification goes off every time it sees a person, like a body in front of the camera. It'll send me a message to say there is someone standing in front of your door. And then the people that were coming were also ringing the doorbell. So of course it rings inside the house to alert whoever, you know, it's a doorbell, but it also rings on my phone, and it's a different sound. It's like a doorbell ring on my phone, whereas it's like a chime when someone's standing in front of my door. So it just was going off, chime after chime after chime. When these Airbnb guests are checking in, most of the time it's in the evening. I'm home with my kids doing homework, bath time, and stuff like that. So I really don't look at my phone. I usually look after, but if the chimes won't stop chiming, then I'm gonna stop what I'm doing and I'm gonna come check these cameras. You heard? Okay? So I come and I check the camera, and it's just person after person after person coming inside, coming in with the aluminum plates. And we already know, you know, that's food. They're bringing in food, coming in with bags. I'm like, yo, what's really good with all these people coming inside this house when this reservation is for 4 people? I don't understand what's going on. You see head after head after head, person after person after person coming in the house. Cars keep pulling up, people pulling out of Ubers, people parking the car to come into this house. At this point, it was like 20 people in the house. Now, the person was in town for a funeral, so I was trying to be very sensitive, and I wasn't going to call them. And this was my very first time having any situation like this. I listed my property in September. I believe this happened either October, November. It was really in the beginning stages. I'll put the exact month down here if I got that wrong. So, you know, I was still learning how to do this, but at the end of the day, rules are rules. I have my house rules up online before you book. Before you confirm a reservation, Airbnb asks you, did you go through the host's entire house rules? And then I have it in my welcome guide. So I sent her a message. I'm not going to read the messages verbatim. I'm just going to try to summarize this so this is not a long-winded video. But I sent her a message basically saying, hey, I just noticed, you know, more than like 10 people just come into the house, and your reservations for 4 people, and please make sure you go by the house rules, whatever. The people in the house should only be the people that's on the reservation. Anyone over that is a $40 fee for additional guests. So I sent her the message so that there's like we could, you know, we keep track of it. So if Airbnb specialists get involved, there goes my proof. I don't like sending messages to the personal text phone or calling people on their mobile. I like to keep all the communication in the Airbnb platform, so the specialists have all the proof that they need, Airbnb, whatever. So then after I sent her the message, I called her. And I'm very sweet. I'm like, hi, this is Miriam, your host. I was just giving you a call because I checked the Ring camera and, you know, people were ringing the bell, so my phone was going off, and I see that you have more than the 4 people on your reservation in the house. So how long do these people plan on staying? And she was like, oh, well, they're just visiting. And she was really rude about it, and I'm trying to be sensitive because I know you're in town for a funeral. So I even said that. I was like, listen, I know this is a sensitive time for you and your family, but if you're going to have guests over, this is something that should have been communicated with me beforehand, because now I'm checking my camera. I see people coming in with food. And she was like, oh, it's just my parents, my family. Like I said, we're in town for a funeral, and, you know, they're here saying goodbye to us before we leave tomorrow, whatever the case may be. And I'm like, okay, you're saying all this. I understand, that's fine, but you didn't let me know beforehand. There's like 20 people in my house right now, and I hear music too. As I'm talking to her, I hear music. When they open the door every time to let a guest in, whoever ring the bell, I hear music on the camera. Y'all having a whole party, like, what's going on? So she was like, oh, well, let me go through these house rules. Let me go through. Where does it say that there's no visitors? I see that you said there's no additional guests, but none of these people are staying. She was giving me attitude. She was like, none of these people are staying overnight. These are just guests. You know that I'm in town for a funeral. And to be completely honest, she kept saying, please stop saying that, right? Because I kept saying, I know you're in town. I know this is a sensitive time. And I'm trying to get off the phone because I'm not trying to take up too much of her time, but I just want her to know that I'm aware that she has additional guests in the house and that she's basically breaking the house rules. So she was like, once she saw my message, she was like, $40 per guest. You hear her mom in the back co-signing, oh no, da 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 da. And she was like, do you know who we are? We buried someone in like a political person. We buried someone today, and you know, we could bring you a lot of referrals. How dare you give me a call when you know I'm here for a funeral? Miss, you just told me to stop mentioning it, because she was being very rude with me, and I didn't like that. So I was like, you know what? We're not getting anywhere. She kept saying, define additional guests. She was being really rude. And miss, your reservations for 4 people, you got 20 people up in my house. How long are they gonna be there? I don't know. They're gonna be here. They're not gonna stay the night. It was children and all that. And we know children do more damage than pets. I have 4 of them, so I already know this. So she was just really rude with it. So I just ended the call, and I was like, you know what? It's okay. Let's agree to disagree. And she kept saying, there's nothing in the your rules that says you can't have visitors. You can't have visitors. Miss, I have a maximum occupancy of 8. That's what my maximum occupancy is. You got 20 people up in my house. So what I didn't like is she never once said, you know, I'm sorry, I didn't let you know. And I understand, but my parents are here just visiting, or family's here just visiting. My sister's here with her kids bringing me food to take back to wherever. I think she was coming from Maryland. She was very insensitive of my feelings and of my home, and was like, we're not paying $40 per person. Absolutely not. I could charge you if I wanted to, because it's in the house rules. And I have the proof that you got all these people up in my house. And then we're on this call, you just admitted to it. So I was like, it's okay. I'm just going to call Airbnb. You have a great evening. So I hung up with her. I called Airbnb and I let them know about the situation. She went to my house rules, the representative, to verify that I have a 8 person maximum occupancy in the house. If you have additional guests in your house that it's not on the reservation, then I'm charging you $40 per person. So she confirmed that. So then she called, well, I think the guests had already called another representative. So the two of them were talking with each other. And then she basically told me that she got back to me and she was like, the guest actually wants to leave and they want to know if I can refund them for the night that they didn't spend. So they spent one night. So the night before they came in late. So this was one day and they were supposed to be leaving the next day. So she was like, the guest wants me to refund them. I'm like, absolutely not. If they want to leave, they could leave. They didn't abide by my house rules and they want to get upset and leave. Deuces, like deuces. Someone's a nuisance, checking on my deuces. No, they can leave, but if they're gonna leave, they need to let me know so that once they leave, I could change the locks. Because at this point, she had already left the house. She kicked everyone out. She left the house. I could tell from the camera. So I didn't know if they was literally, if they left. If they did, I wanted to change the key code. I could have did them grimy and did that, but the guest, she got back to me. The representative was like, oh no, they don't want to leave, they want to stay. So I'm like, okay. And then, you know, my sister was like, I should never said nothing, they were only there for one night. No, rules are rules. I'm not going to go into this business with emotions. No, the emotions is out of it. It's a business. If it was a hotel, can they go to the hotel room with 20 people? No, we're not doing that to this is a small business, because more people means more wear and tear. They're going to be using up my water, my lights. They got the kids up in there running up and down, and they're going to be using up all the toilet tissue. Like, no, it's rules are rules, and that's that. And in the beginning, I used to go off of emotion. I'm not going off of emotion. I am a Libra. If I go off of emotion, I'm not making no money. You understand what I'm telling me? Do any of y'all know Libras? We lead with our heart. So it's clipped, it's a business, and I'm running it like a business, and that's that. So long story short, I didn't charge her the $40 additional guest fee. This was in the very beginning stages of when I just started my Airbnb business. So the reviews was very essential to me. So after that, we kind of kept quiet. She checked out at 10 a.m. And that was that. We never communicated again. And then I didn't leave her a review. She didn't leave me a review. And that's that. And I didn't charge her the $40. I kind of like said to myself, okay, I'm not going to leave her a bad review if she doesn't leave me. I'm not going to charge her the $40 additional guest if she doesn't like go ahead and leave me a bad review. Because people can leave bad reviews even though they're untrue. It's just the first thing that people see. So I was just like, I'm not even going to bother, whatever. So very rude guest. Won't be hosting her again. Then the second guest I had, everything seemed fine. I think they were coming from the UK. But they were checking in right around Christmas or like a few days after Christmas. So the reservation was for 4 people, mom and dad, and their 2 children, which was totally fine. A few hours after they check in, I see a car pull up, someone ring the bell, my phone gets rung as well, and I see 2 people coming in with bags and shit. You already know me. When I say bags, I mean big bag. No, they were coming in with the little carry-on. Miss, where you going with a carry-on, miss? This reservation for 4 people. The 4 people's already in this house. So where y'all going? So then like 30 minutes later, another 2 people come, and they also coming in with suitcases and shit. Like, where the fuck are y'all going? I don't understand what's going on here. So I messaged the guest and I'm like, hey, I just wanted to, basically your reservation is for 4 people, but I see you have additional guests in the home and they came in the home. Well, I didn't say that at first. I was like, I see you have additional guests in the home. Will they be staying the night? And she was like, no, these are just grandparents. They're just coming to say hi to their grandkids. I'm like, okay, well, I see that they came in the home with luggages. I just want to make sure. And she was like, no, they just have food and gifts in there for the kids. Okay, bet. But what I said was, how I worded it was, if they would like to stay over, that's fine, but please just update the amount of people that's going to be on the reservation, because I have something where it's like $15 per person per night for any additional guests over 4 people, right? Because basically it's more people, more toilet tissue. It's just more wear and tear in your house. So I want to charge a little fee, and $15 is nothing. I know there's hosts out there charging $20, $25 per person once you go over a certain night, and I'm charging $15. It's still new. I'm gonna wait till my reviews go through the roof, which they are. I'm at like 29, 30 reviews now. But yeah, I'm just keeping it, good. So she was like, okay, yeah, I'll let you know. And then the next day she was like, yeah, we're gonna have 2 of the grandparents stay because her reservation was like for a week or something like that. So we're gonna have 2 of the reservations stay for the remainder of the reservation. Please update the reservation. So I did that, did the alteration, added them. That was fine. But then once they checked out, as soon as my cleaner got to the house, she went to the master bedroom and she was like, it totally smells like weed in here. And I'm like, it smells like weed. This was like a couple with their kids. And I'm like, they came from the UK, look like nice people, smells like weed. And I don't smoke weed. And I know everyone smokes weed, right? There's not like a particular demographic that smokes weed. But I just didn't think they would be smoking weed because it's, you know, they were toddlers, whatever. So then she was like, it smells like weed. And I like for her to finish her whole entire cleaning. Because sometimes she'll be like, oh, I don't see the towels is missing. And I'm about to text, you know, the guest that just checked out. And then she'll be like, oh, she'll send me a picture. It was behind the door. So what I do now is I wait till she does her whole cleaning. She's about to leave. And if nothing changes, then that's that. So as she's cleaning, she sees a piece of weed on the floor. She takes a picture of it. She sends it to me. So when she's done with everything, I was just like highly disappointed. Like out of all places, I got this beautiful patio with lights, setting a whole vibe out there. Smoke your weed. I even have a tray out there. The tray was meant to be decor. People use it as an ashtray because it looks like a leaf. Whatever it is, what it is. But I'm like, why are you smoking in the master bedroom though? Like really? That better cost me like mad money. I don't want the smells to descend into like the fabrics. That's what happens, and then the smell doesn't get out. And I just don't like the way smoke smells in general. Smoking regular cigarettes, weed, my major turn off. I don't like the way it smells. So I messaged her and I'm like, hey, there's a really strong smell of marijuana in the master bedroom, and I have a no smoking fee. I have no smoking signs all over my motherfucking house, all over the first floor. So why are you smoking in my house, miss? Can you read? So she was like, I didn't even let her respond. What I do is I send a message with receipts. Every time I send a message, I send a message with pictures or videos. So there's not going to be any back and forth here. We're not doing any of that. So I was like, and here's a picture of weed that was found in the master bedroom. So to get rid of this smell, I have to do a deep cleaning, an additional cleaning. So I'm going to go ahead and have to charge you $200. I believe it was $200 or $250 if the smoking fee is, I think it's $200. So I'm like I said, I'm gonna have to charge you $200 because you smoked in the house and there's a no smoking policy. It's in the house rules. So she responded, yes, we did smoke weed, but we smoked it in the patio. You could check your ashtray. And she was like, yes, we did smoke weed, but we didn't smoke it in the bedroom. I'm like, well, the smell is only in the bedroom, and we found weed in the bedroom, miss. So yeah, there you go. You have to pay. So with the picture, she knows she wasn't winning that. She was like, $200 is kind of a lot for Febreze, but okay. And I'm like, it is what it is, miss. Miss, you're not supposed to smoke in my house. The reason why these amounts are so excessive is because I don't want you to do it. You got a whole backyard that you could smoke in, a whole front yard. Not really, but front steps. Why are you smoking in my house? So I don't know if she had the grandparents watching the kids downstairs and her and hubby just want to smoke in my bedroom. We're not doing that. And then another thing is, we're in the middle of the winter, December. Why when my cleaner came, the windows to the master bedroom was open? Like they thought they was doing something. So they smoked there and then they leave the windows open. I'm like, what, you guys left the windows open too? I'd send her pictures of that to try to get rid of the smell. She was like, no, we did that, you know, COVID guideline. Open the windows for all the house. You just open the windows for the master bedroom. So she knew I knew what timing she was on. Run me my money. So she sent me my $200. That was the end of that. Not hosting them again. And when they left, they were like, oh, we love your place, you know. So maybe, you know, I probably would host them again because they said they're coming back in the summer. But I'm pretty sure they probably won't want to stay. Or if they do stay, they know not to smoke no weed in my house again. You heard? So that's that. Now here goes, I'm going to put big pictures and shit for this one, right? So we're in slow season right now. It's February. This actually took place last month in January. I had a young lady, and I've been having a lot of alumni from Princeton University book my house because it's close to Princeton University. I think it's like 15-20 minutes away. It's actually about 15 minutes from Princeton. So I've been having a lot of people book my house that goes there, and it's been nothing but good. So of course they're like younger people, younger adults, but it's been good. They've been leaving my house good. So I've been more inclined to accept reservations for people coming or going to Princeton University. So I had this young lady, I think she had one review and it was a good review. And she was like, hi, we really like your house. I wanted to book your house. And I'm like, And she was like, we're coming from the United States. It was some misspellings in there. You could tell English is her second language. So I'm like, and the reservation is for 8 people. So I'm like, okay, where are you coming from? And she's like, coming from Princeton University. I know that's 15, 20 minutes away. So she was, and I was like, well, I usually don't host local guests. And she was like, yeah, it's just, you know, us and some friends, we just want a place where we could have some dumplings and just sit down and chat. And our dorm rooms is not big enough for that. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna give her the benefit of the doubt. She has one good review. She's from Princeton University. I've been having good experiences with the people going from Princeton University, and I make it very clear. So then what was a red flag was the day she was supposed to check in or the day before. I was like, okay, do you need any rollaway beds? Anytime there's a party of 8, they usually need a rollaway bed. So I'm like, do you need any rollaway beds? And she was like, no, we're not staying the night. Red flag, you're not staying the night. Mister, why you have my shit booked? And it was only booked for one night. And I'm like, so what are your plans if you're not staying the night? And that's when she was like, oh, it's just our dorm rooms are closed. And it was Sunday night. And she was like, our dorm rooms are small. We just want to sit down, have some dumplings and chat, whatever. So I'm like, okay, let me just make it very clear to you. There's a strict no party rule in this house. 10 p.m. is quiet hours. There's a 0 tolerance for parties. So she was like, no worries at all. We just gonna sit down and chat. So I'm checking the camera. Here we go. So the first group of people that came in was like 4 people, then another 4 people. Okay, your 8 people for the reservation is maxed out. And if you want additional people, the whole thing is communication is key. Tell me, I'll send you the invoice for the additional person or whatever. And at least I know. So I see all these people coming in, and it's slow season. So I was like, let me go against my gut. My gut was like, I was like, let me go against my gut. It's slow season. So I accept this reservation. She comes in, it's all of them. And then I just see cars pulling up, Ubers pulling up, people ringing the bell, people coming in. At this point, I think we're at 10 people. One person would leave, then another person would come. So the maximum it was at for the whole night was like 10 people. So they checked in like at 4:40 and they left at like midnight, 12:15 a.m. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 8 hours. So I'm like, see, it's not really that bad, because they could have stayed all the way through 10 a.m., but they left midnight. So I'm like, oh, this is an easy fix. My cleaner's going to come. It's going to be quick turnaround. They didn't sleep in the beds or anything like that. My cleaner couldn't make it till 4 p.m. because of all the other cleaning she had. She gets there at 4 p.m. Why she sends me a video, and this is the video she sent me. When I say the entire first floor had food open. So these people left my house midnight and my cleaner didn't get there till 4 o'clock. How many hours is that? 16 hours of food just open, drinks, beer, alcohol, cups open everywhere, the whole entire first floor. They don't move dining chairs from the dining room to the living room. I mean, I have all this in my checkout list. It says, put all your food and perishables, empty the fridge out and put it in the garbage. You don't have to take the garbage out, but put it in the garbage. Put all the dirty dishes in the dishwasher. Put all the furniture that you move back to its original place. There was food from the time you walked in from the living room, dining room, then the kitchen, the little bar, they don't move that. They have food on all counters. It was 10 of y'all. It would have took y'all all of 10 minutes to clean this up. All you had to do was literally walk around with garbage bags. Everyone throw their food in the garbage bag, tie it up and put it by. Don't even tie it up, but just like clean up after yourselves, basically is what I'm trying to say. This, I've never had anyone leave my property like this. And I'm like, would you leave your house like this? You would never leave your house in this manner. So why do you think it's okay to come to my house and leave my house like this? Totally disgusted. So my cleaner sends me a video before and after each cleaning. So I send the lady, the young lady, the pictures, the screenshots and stuff. And I'm like, okay, I've never had anyone leave my house in this manner. I checked the camera. You had 10 people in my house, although your reservation was for 8 people. You left food out. My cleaner didn't get there till 4 p.m. So 16 hours food was just out. This particular neighborhood, there's mice and stuff in this neighborhood. So I have my exterminator come out once a month to come and treat the house. And it's been good. So I have the exterminator come out. He treats the house for, all types of pests. Because remember when I bought this house, back in 2020, there was dead mice in the basement. There was roaches, dead roaches under the sink. There was mouse droppings everywhere. So I've been doing my very best to treat the house, because the last thing I want is someone to call me like, hey, there's mice in here or something like that. This lady goes and leaves food open for 16 hours. So I was just highly disappointed. And I was like, you know what? This is what happens when you go against your gut. Because I had a gut feeling. As soon as she said we're not staying the night, I had a gut feeling. And I went against it and I took the reservation. But guess what? Her reservation, I think I made like $370 initially off of her reservation for that one night. And then I ended up making an additional $180 because for the 2 additional people she had in there, I charged her $40 per person. And then for the additional cleaning, I charged her $100. So I made about $500 off of a one-night reservation, not even, off of a 6-hour reservation. So at the end of the day, who got the last laugh? Nothing was damaged, nothing was broken, and nothing was stolen. So I actually put it up on my IG. If you guys follow me on IG, I put it up on the very same day, so you guys, knew the day that it happened. But it just was just like, now it's clipped, because Airbnb even sends me messages that I'm denying too many guests. I need to accept, more bookings. And the only people that I really deny are local guests, because it's like, what are your intentions? I've hosted a few local guests, and it was a beautiful experience. But this particular one was a bad experience. So now it's clip. I'm not hosting anyone that's local if you're giving me some crazy stories. Funny, because recently I had this girl that's trying to book, and I keep telling her no, so she keeps creating new accounts and trying to book. And the way she talks is the same. She keeps using the same word, so I automatically know it's her. Like, she keeps saying to be exact. So she creates a new profile, sends me a message, and then she says to be exact. She gave herself up, and it's for the same exact dates. Miss, why are you dying to get into my house? What are you needing to do? She was like, just to get some time away with friends. And then she was like, I live in the Hamilton area with my parents. And I was like, I'm sorry, I don't host local guests. And to be honest, I don't owe no one an explanation. It's my house. If I don't host local guests, that's that. I'm not about to give you a book of rules. I'm not doing all that. I don't do it, and that's that. She was like, oh, well, I actually live in New York City. Do you want me to send you a picture of my ID to be exact? I live in the Bronx. No, miss, you just said you lived in Hamilton 15 minutes ago. Now you live in New York City. Where do you live? I said, miss, I'm sorry for the miscommunication. You just said you lived in Hamilton. Now you live in New York City. I'm good. You don't need to send me the ID, but I don't host local guests, and I won't be able to accommodate your request. And then 2 hours later, I get the same dates, the same person. So I just keep denying her request. She's getting on my nerves. But yeah, don't host local guests for this very reason. I think since we're in slow season, one nights are essential. I have a lot of one nights that come in. It's easy money. They're literally there for less than 12 hours. You're going to make money, especially in slow season. Don't say no to the one nighters. Just make sure you're screening them really well. This time I went against my gut, and that's not going to be happening again. So just wanted to share those experiences with you. It's not all glitz and glamour, but I'm still making boku money. So I'm really happy about that. And I'm working on Airbnb number 2 and 3. Number 2 and 3. At the same time, multi-family. Number 2 and 3. Ooh, Millie rock with it. Ooh. So thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to like the video. Leave a comment down below. Subscribe to my channel. And follow me on IG. Whoa. Bye.